Factory level on my tropical island! Hey, at least it makes kind of more sense than glacier on my tropical island. Now, who knows, maybe this game takes place in the Bermuda Triangle. Anyway, welcome back to Let's Play Donkey Kong Country Part 5. We're now in Kremkroc Industries, and I'd probably say this is the hardest world in the game. Though none of the levels here are as hard as the two certain levels in the final world, but here the difficulty is spread out a bit better. Besides, other than two particular levels, the final world has pretty easy levels overall. And now we're coming up to the most dickish bonus room in the entire game, this one. Because usually you would wanna get the extra life or something, but no, this time we wanna get the one banana, because instead of getting the one banana, we get the entire barrel. Then you need to pick the barrel up and jump into the wall on the right side to get to another bonus room. Now first of all, how the fuck would you guess there's a bonus room inside a bonus room? And second of all, if you just throw the barrel to the wall, you freeze up to your little victory animation and you won't even be able to enter the bonus room. So this is the hardest bonus room to find, and it's also the best bonus room to find, because first we spell donkey, which gets us a life, then we spell Kong, which gets us 2 lives, and then we spell country, that gets us 3 lives. So that's a total of 6 lives. I can tell you now, before the end of this world we'll have the cap of 99 lives, and it's not even the final world yet. And keep in mind I'm skipping all the animal body bonus rooms. Then again, this is a no-death 100% run, or 101% run, because that 1% is so clever and makes a difference. And oh look, there are those flaming oil barrels that I foreshadowed in the last world. Shouldn't this whole place be exploding? Michael Bay's auto-scrolling level being chased by one giant explosion. I'm pretty sure there are games out there that have done that. In fact, I think that's the ending of Sonic 2. I mean, it's not a level, but you're still being chased by an explosion, sort of. This level also has some really good music. This entire game has some really good music, and the other half is more ambience sort of songs. Atmospherical, but not really catchy, which is too bad, because when they do make a song catchy, they do make it goddamn catchy. And I think this is even more so shown in Donkey Kong Country 2. Also, we just missed it, but I think, I'm not sure, that in one of the pits that Donkey Kong throws his barrels into, there's actually a Rambi down there. At least I do remember there being a Rambi in this level, but I can't for the life of me remember exactly where. But I think we just missed it in one of those pits that Donkey Kong throws his barrels in. It's not really a good idea to have Rambi in this level either way, because there's some pretty hard platforming coming up, and Rambi is not really good for platforming. Correction. Rambi is fucking terrible for platforming. And here is that little platforming section. It's the oil barrels suspended in midair that makes no sense. Other than the fact that it's not always quite so easy to land yourself on those with Rambi, I think the hitbox on those things are a little off. Not really in terms of radius from where they hurt you, but more in terms of timing from when they do and don't hurt you. Because sometimes you can stand in the fire before it even goes away, and sometimes you get hit by the fire before it even lights up. And then you have these ones that try to suck you out by going on, off, on, off, on, off. They light up twice for a really short period of time, but then they also extinguish for a really short period of time, so it's not enough time for you to stand on them. And then they light up slightly longer to indicate, okay, now we're gonna extinguish slightly longer, so now it's safe to platform over us. So keep that in mind where you're playing this level, because if you're like me, you rush through the thing, getting killed in the process because you're not waiting and thinking and stuff. Oh, that nasty thinking. Always stopping my brain from doing more fun stuff. In other news. Cave level in my factory world of my tropical island game. Then again, the ice world had a cave level with flaming barrels from the factory world. So yeah, Bermuda Triangle. Not to mention this level in general, with the waiting on the thing that we're standing on, and it's boring, and This one isn't so bad, but you're gonna hate this thing when we get to the next world, at least I do. Not to say this one isn't incredibly boring, but the other one is just frustrating. Also, this is hilarious when you actually have a second Kong with you, because they defy physics when you're not using them. Because they copy your movement with a slight delay, so if this elevator thing is going down, then they're going down, but 1 second later, so they're in midair, standing still, going down. It's hard to explain, you actually need to see it. Though I think this is only in the Super Nintendo version. When you're playing the Game Boy Advance version, the second Kong actually follows the level design. Also in the Super Nintendo version, when the Kong you're using gets hit and it switches to the other one, the first one runs away, where in the Game Boy Advance version they just fall off screen. Just thought I'd mention that. Makes no difference to the game whatsoever. In fact, barely any of these changes help the game whatsoever, so why did I make them? See this green crocodile thing? Let's make him purple. Sir, may I ask why? Why? Because I'm drunk off my ass, that's why. Okay, sir, I'll get at it. And make that brown beaver blue. Sir, we already have a blue beaver. I'll make that one brown. Also, I just finished that bee boss from the third world. Needs more bees. Sir, the boss is one giant bee. Exactly. It's only one giant bee. Just like my wife. She's one giant bee. Sir, go home. I am home. I've been living in the office for like 2 weeks now. Sorry, I got a little caught up in my little skit there. Let's talk about this boring ass level, because I want to go back to my skit. Anyway, this is one of the few bonus rooms that actually sends you back into the level, so you can re-enter the bonus room when you get to that point again. I was doing that like 4 times without noticing it. I was sort of playing this with my brain turned off, and I was just, oh hey, bonus room, let's enter it. Oh look, another bonus room, let's enter it. Oh look, another bonus room, and then I sort of noticed why the level design looked so goddamn repetitive. No, I'm still here, I just have nothing to say. I mean, come on, we're playing the elevator section from a beat 'em up, just with barely anything to beat up, other than beavers that all die in one hit anyway. Or, apparently, just walk off the platform themselves. And so did that crocodile. Genius enemy AI, they're just missing the eye. Or better yet, they're missing both their eyes. Oh my god, move on already! Did you notice that this part is like 5 minutes longer than all the other parts? That's just this level. And this is only the second level of this world. Now notice how we just got the N and now we're gonna get the G right after it. You'd think this level is almost over, but no, we still got like a minute or so left. And if you die here, then well, fuck you! You're doing it all over again. Well, when you're playing one player hero mode at least, like I am, otherwise you still have a checkpoint and another Kong. And now we get to the hardest part of the level, and that's the crushers. Diddy Kong can't kill those, so you're just gonna have to stand where they won't walk on you. Donkey Kong can kill those only by jumping on them, but since they're falling from the sky, you can't really jump on them. And Diddy Kong can always kill them with a barrel, but you don't get any barrels. Oh, I thought this level was over, but no, I have to enter another stupid bonus room. The exit was right there, stupid 101% one, just kill me! Oh, and of course the bonus room gives me like 3 lives I don't need, and I have like 80 and I'm not gonna die! Just end the fucking level already, and now we're gonna have to sit that through the victory animation for the bazillionth time. That takes too long. Oh, thank God it's over. My God, I'm getting overly frustrated right now. I need something to calm me down, like, oh yeah. Aquatic ambience, just at the right moment. It's like they knew how stupidly long that last level was, so they put another water level with aquatic ambience right after it to calm you down and so you won't lose your shit. By the way, what the fuck are we swimming in? This can't be healthy. Especially not in a factory world. But whatever. I'm not gonna worry my afro over it. I'm just gonna paint happy little pollution. And I always wondered what those round black things are. I always figured they were tires, but they're too spiky to be that. As calming as this music track is, that last level was total bullshit. At least in terms of how incredibly fucking long it was. But I shouldn't say fuck. I'm Bob Ross. And I'm calm. And I'm Bob. Anyway, this water is extremely green. Like, not even natural green. That again, I don't think it's natural to begin with. It's kind of hurting my eyes right now. That's how bright it is. Neon water. Maybe that's what this factory does. Make those neon lights, because we never do find out what exactly this factory is for. It's just a random factory where they don't seem to make anything specific. It's Acme from the Warner Brothers. Now, I am kind of flabbergasted. I live near the water, and some guy with a boat yelling and screaming and waving a flag around just drove by. That was weird, but now back to being Bob Ross. Even Bob Ross cannot comprehend what just happened. It's kind of ironic seeing how we're in a water level right now. Damn, this water is green. It's as green as a happy little tree. Speaking of happy, we get a free on guard. That is one happy ass swordfish. But I should stop cursing because I'm Bob Ross right now. I think Winky might actually come from the factory world. That's how he mutated into being this giant ass frog that can carry gorillas around. Speaking of which, I think I might have found a reason why Winky is called Winky. Because Winky sounds like Slinky, and a Slinky has a spring-like shape, and a spring is something that allows things to bounce, and Winky bounces. It makes sense, I swear. Now that I say it out loud, it does sound pretty stupid. By the way, the funky's fishing in this world actually has the green water, but instead of fishing out fish, you have to fish out green bottles. You know, because pollution and shit. Donkey Kong Country is environment friendly. It does make sense, seeing how this factory actually belongs to the Kremlings. I mean, it's called Kremkroc Industry. With a K. Everything that's supposed to be spelled with a C is with a K in this series, because Mortal Kombat was really popular at the time. I remember Mortal Kombat. All those fatalities. Happy little fatalities. I don't know why I'm still being Bob Ross when we're not in the water level anymore! Next up, elevator antics. Most levels in this game are alliterations, and this is one of those examples where a level tries to be an alliteration but fails. But other levels and worlds like Winky's Walkway or Vine Valley and Gorilla Glacier. By the way, we're in a cave level right now, which seems like an appropriate place to bring up that more so in the Super Nintendo version, it's still kind of present in this version but a lot less, is that foreground objects, they look nice and all, but often they can obscure your vision a bit. I know that there are a few bonus levels in caves that have like the 4 barrels and then one of the foreground pillars is completely obscuring, like the 3rd barrel. And keep in mind, they removed some of the foreground objects in the GBA version. In the Super Nintendo version it's even worse. I like it, not many 16-bit games did that at the time, but better placements. Though graphical wise, they went all out for this game, like I've already talked about before, the pre-rendering. Especially seeing how CGI and stuff was still new at the time, at least for video game developers. Like, this was still before Nintendo 64 and 3D in general in games. Though it was already very present in movies and such. Oh yeah, now we actually get to the gimmick of this level. It's elevators! You know, the title of this level. Makes it feel like a coaling mine or whatever, to go with the factory world motif. Then again, we already had Monkey Mines, where this would probably fit better. God damn it, this world is boring. I have nothing left to say, I'm already out of trivia. I'm never out of trivia, how dare I? No, I can't wait for the Pokemon Fire Red playthrough. I won't shut the fuck up for like a second. Oh, and this is a bit of a tricky part to get the timing down, because the minecart going down disappears before the minecart going up even appears. Yeah! Back to boredom. You know what it is? It's the color grey and brown everywhere. That just subconsciously makes everything uninteresting. Not to mention that the music in this world isn't getting me pumped either. I mean, all the first few worlds were like red, blue, green, yellow, and then you got the monkey mines, and then it's green and red again, and then blue, and then we got here and everything is grey and brown. Brown is not a color, I mean brown. And now we're about to get to the worst of it. It's a grey level that goes completely black, and then grey again, and then black again. So the gimmick of this level is patience. Don't try to jump on platforms you can't see, unless you're like me and always know exactly where they are, even in the dark. Then again, if you're standing still, you can get hit by an enemy that's surprising you in the dark. That sounds wrong. So don't bum rush things, but don't let your guard down either. Though I think every time you get to a bottomless pit, chances are the next area is gonna have a few enemies, and then a bottomless pit again, and then enemies again. Though I do really like this level. The music gets tense, and it gives great challenge. It's a fun challenge, I like it. And if you know the level well enough, you can try to go through all at once and just don't stop, keep running, hitting stuff. Though I think this level is supposed to be the final level of this world, which would make sense because it's also the more challenging level in this world. Personally, I also really like the leap of faith you can do in this level, though it's not so safe, but that's the point. And it's not like it's bad level design either, because you don't have to make the leap of faith. You can also just wait around and only jump when the light goes on. I love this game. Go try it right now. Go play the game. It controls great. I haven't really talked about the control in this, though there's not much I can really say about it. It just controls really good. A lot of people go and say like, well, it's not really original, it's just more of another Mario Brothers. But honestly, not everything that is not Mario Brothers has to be called another Mario Brothers, in my opinion. Okay, I'm wording this a bit wrong. People don't really say this game is another Mario Brothers, but more so this game is just another simple platformer and we have Mario Brothers for that, and honestly I find that bullshit. I mean, I think there are like a million fighting games out there who don't really try to be something completely different, and it doesn't have to. You should always judge a game before you start comparing a game. In the end, this game's biggest complaint, at least from what I usually hear, is that this game is a platformer. That is the complaint. Not that people are saying this game shouldn't have been a platformer, but they're saying this game is too normal of a platformer, and then they compare it to Mario because apparently Mario is the only just a platformer out there. Or allowed to be, because you never judge Mario on being just a platformer because it's fucking Mario. Hell, I think with that trope there are a lot of games out there who should have benefited from not trying to be different. And I'm not even talking about comparing it to Mario at this point. There are just a lot of games out there that would have been fine if they didn't have that one promotional gimmick. Now, even going back to, once again, Mario for a moment, I'm sorry, but New Super Mario Bros. 2 for the 3DS would have been fine if they didn't push that coins gimmick so much, even though every Mario game already has coins. And going back to, and I know I already talked about this earlier in this playthrough, but Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is just another Donkey Kong Country Returns, just with camera angles. Ooh. And now I've made full circle because I already gave that speech about Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, so let's talk about this level. It's a minecart level like we saw in Monkey Mines, but to make this one difference, you jump out of the minecart and into a new one instead of jumping with the minecart. It's a good way to differentiate the two minecart levels from one another. Donkey Kong Country Returns has like 10 minecart levels and they're all exactly the same. That's pushing it. And yes, I do realize what I just said kinda contradicts my whole speech I had earlier about two simple things still have their own separate identity, but this is different, damn it. Because there's still a huge difference between two things being simple and basic and two things being the exact same goddamn thing copying each other. And the same minecart levels in Donkey Kong Country Returns aren't necessarily that big of a problem, but this game shows that you can only have two and make those two different from each other. But again, 10 is a little too much. I complained about this game that it had a few too many gimmicks, though I wouldn't really call that a complaint, more of a point out. But then Donkey Kong Country Returns has a few gimmicks it uses too many times. Just a few too many, but still worth pointing out, and that you get kind of sick of it, seeing how Donkey Kong Country Returns is also a bit trial and error heavy, but that's a different rant. Anyway, it's boss time! This is Dum Drum. Here's the thing, he tries to stomp you, he drops two enemies, and then you hit him with a TNT barrel. Then he repeats that pattern with two completely different enemies. Funny thing about this boss, that in the Super Nintendo version you didn't need to hit him with a TNT barrel, you just needed to survive the horde of enemies long enough. And then at the end of the boss battle he explodes for no reason. Kinda like that one boss in Mega Man 3 that explodes randomly when you destroy enough of its turtles. Now what I wonder is this boss changed between the normal playthrough and the one-player hero playthrough? Because, as we're gonna see in a moment, its final phase includes armadillos, which aren't exactly the most threatening enemies, but to Diddy Kong they are, because Diddy Kong can't just jump on those like Donkey Kong can. Though, probably not, seeing how there are not that many enemies that Diddy Kong can't kill and Donkey Kong can, and vice versa. Well, no vice versa, because anything Diddy Kong can kill, Donkey Kong can kill better. Because that way they are more dead. Anyway, that's the end of the boss, and see you in the final world, Chimp Caverns.